This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
Of course, I should have been on that. Had I thought of it.
You didn't know the connection? You forgot?
No, I know.
Oh, shoot. I could probably hit him up. Oh, hold on. I might have to hit him up.
Wait, what is that? You smoking a blunt through the nostril?
Yeah, man. I had dental work, so I can't smoke through my mouth.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah.
But shout out Bishop Don Juan, man. I learned how to do the nostril smoke like Bishop Don Juan and Snoop. They do this normally. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it because I can't smoke through my mouth.
Oh, okay. Who first took you to the studio, and what age did you start taking it serious?
Our first time we went to the studio was us. You know what I mean? Me, Numbskull, Keon, Kevin Choice. We was called Brothers with Potential. Our first group in junior high school, the 8th grade. And Keon and Kevin Choice, they had their home equipment, you know what I mean? So we was recording at their house, you know what I mean, at their house after school. So then we went to a big studio and recorded the shit. But we paid for it out of our pockets, you know what I mean? So first time I was in a real studio was in the 8th grade. And then, later on after that, after I got out of jail, 12th grade, after I graduated, after I took the GED, when I turned 18, second time we get in the studios when CNH, Cino Record Sciences, and we actually do the song Ice Cream Man.
See, that's
Drew down.
Yeah, that's awesome that this is happening. Like, am I putting it all together? It's like connecting the dots of like, I've been circling you for years trying to get a hold of you for like even back when I was in A&R, I never got a chance to actually work with you. And now when we put it all together, of course, and then being at the West Coast Hip Hop Awards, and I was there when you were there, but I don't think introduced myself to you. I did drink a lot back then.
What do you mean back then?
Yeah. Hey, shout out Numbskull. I'm smoking a lot. He drank a lot. So you definitely was part of the Numbskull drink a lot crew.
Yes, sir. That's for sure. And I got 5 on it. Obviously, your biggest. Oh, I think it's your biggest hit. Do you think it's your biggest hit?
Shit, you lying, man? That's our only hit. Shit,
yeah.
The biggest. This is the only hit. It's a super one hit wonder right there. But yeah,
okay. I didn't want to be the one. Biggest. I didn't want to be the one to say that, but okay.
Hey, I don't know because that album was lit. I ain't gonna lie, the one with you and Richie Rich, I still bump to this day.
Yep. That's another
hustlers.
Yep, Piss Players, Hustlers. Yeah. And we actually had them sing it too.
Yeah, none of that hit like 5 on it in that remix.
Oh yes, yes, sir.
Them two fucked it up. That shit went triple platinum by itself. So and including the platinum album, that's 4 times platinum. So yeah, we ain't had no success like that. Do
you have any like pre-show rituals or routines you do before you go out and perform?
No, just smoking. You know what I mean? We like to smoke and vibe out. You know what I mean? Have a little sippy sip. I hate going on stage sober. You know what I mean? It's a nervous thing. Like, you be nervous. You know what I mean? You want to smoke and calm your nerves down. You know what I mean? It's like a fighter when you go into that cage. You nervous. You know what I mean? So yeah, you nervous as fuck. You don't want to fuck up. You know what I mean? So I usually have a couple drinks and some smoke. You know what I mean? Just to level me out. You know what I mean? So I could just relax. You know what I mean? At the same time, you hype. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, man. Sometimes you get nervous though. You know, so I definitely love to just be a little, you know what I mean, a little buzz when I go on stage. I don't like to be sober. It seems like you sober, it just shows a whack to me if they sober to me. If I'm lit and the crowd, it just feels much better. Jake, you fucked up. My dog keep trying to come in. I ain't doing that. He fucked up. He left. You're staying out.
What kind of dog you got?
A fucking deer Chihuahua.
Okay.
I got a French bulldog named Tupac.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah.
I got a fish named Smokey.
There you go.
The beta. It's one of them beta fishes. It's one of them little beta fishes, man. Nigga named Smokey.
And back to 5 on it though. Did you know you were sitting on a hit?
Yeah. When we first made it, we made it in 93 and we didn't put it out till 95. So we had put that motherfucker in the vault and just continue to work on our mixtape. You know, the first one with the Condom Man on it with Sugar T, everybody on it. So we put that motherfucker out in the streets, and then that got us our record deal. You know what I mean? Just the buzz in the streets, being on Drew Down album, Ice Cream Man, and all that. That got us our record deal. And when we came to that meeting, you know what I mean? They like, what you got? We played them. I got 5 on it. The rest is history. They're like, y'all already got y'all single. Let's make it radio version of it, because the real 5 on is the one at the end of the album where me and Numbers going back to back. Like, you got 5 on it, I got 5. What you got, nigga? Damn, I think I got $2 in my sock, nigga. That's the original version. When we just going back to back, going to buy a sack. We had to take that version and make it radio friendly. That version, the first verse, hella long. You know what I mean? So we had to take that verse out and make it radio friendly. You know what I mean? So we took the first verse out and just made it radio friendly with the 16 bars and shit like that. And boom, we restructured it. And it's the version that you hear now. You know what I mean? So we definitely had to go restructure it for the radio. You know what I mean? But all 3 versions is out. The remix, the radio version, and the original version is all on the album.
Yeah, with inflation these days, you should almost have a song called 10 on it.
Oh, right. Definitely. But at that time, we was broke. You know what I mean? Yeah. We was teenagers. You know what I mean? Broke. We was only 18. You know, so we was broke. You know what I mean? And
I remember
people still going to purchase. You know, like at that time, we had sacks. You couldn't go to the cannabis club and grab, you know, a 7 or 8 or none of that shit. They was selling nickels and dimes and 20s. You know, and shit. And a crew. You have a crew of 2 or 3 dudes. You know what I mean? 4 dudes, and everybody pitching 5. You can get you a 20 sack. 2 dudes pitching 5, you get you a 10 sack. And that was this tradition back in the fucking late 80s, early 90s. That's how you was able to purchase weed. So we just made a song about it. You know what I mean?
And you released 4 albums on Rap A Lot with a former guest of ours, Jay Prince.
Yes.
Yeah, we had him on here somehow. We got a hold of him and had the legend on here. Which one of those albums do you look back on as being your favorite, and what was your time like with Jay Prince?
The best album is Thugged Out the Appellation. That's the one that went platinum. So definitely the first album, the double CD, with the red and blue CD, man, that's classic. Everybody loved that album. I love that album. You know what I mean? And it wasn't even supposed to be a double album. We was working on just Thugged Out, and us waiting we had to wait 2 years for the executive producer that we assigned to, you know, me and Numb, we assigned to CNH, C-No Records. So it took him 2 years to sign off for me to be at Rap A Lot. So during that whole 2 years, I'm working on the album. You know, we wasn't even supposed to be waiting a week for the sign off, let alone 2 years. But he tried to delay it and make, you know, the process more crazy, and it didn't work. You know, he basically tried to, you know, delay it so much that they wouldn't want to sign me. But that 2 years, we just kept working. And we come up with, damn near 30-some songs. And we like, they all hot. We putting them all out. And this right after Tupac had dropped the double CD, Me Against the World. This when Biggie had dropped the double, you know. So it was double CD time, you know. So we like, fuck, let's drop a double CD and call it the Albulation. You know what I mean? Instead of just Thugged Out, we call it Thugged Out the Albulation. So waiting for him was an actual blessing, because that's how that album became a double album. And that's what made the album so hot, because it was a double album, had all those songs on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely. And then us being, like I said, I explained that we had already had Seagram Miller over at Rap A Lot. You know what I mean? And when we signed to Virgin Records, Rap A Lot had a deal over there also. So we was label mates at that time. So our producer, you know what I mean, Tone Capone, who made 5 on and a lot of other songs on the Looney album, Rap A Lot started hiring him to co-produce with Mike Dean, who's, you know what I mean, who, you know, of course, discovered Kid Cudi, you know, do all the shit for Kanye and everything else. Not Kid Cudi, but Travis Scott. That's his artist. So Mike Dean, that's over there with Kanye and them, he was at Rap A Lot at first. You know, he was doing all the shit for the Ghetto Boys and Scarface and shit. So they teamed up. The dude that made 5 on it, Tone Capone and Mike Dean. So they teaming up, making Scarface the Untouchable album, made the whole album together. While we all in the same studio working. So while they doing Untouchable and they'd drop the beat over there, then Scarface would do his raps. While he doing his raps, they'd be in the studio making beats for the Looney's album also, which was Lunatic Music. So during that process, none went in the studio a lot. I was always in the studio. And every time Jay Prince is in the studio, you know, the Scarface studio, they'd come to our studio, you know, while they waiting for shit to be mixed and mastered, they'd walk over to our studio. And Jay would always just see me in the studio putting the shit together. And it was like 4 or 5 times where he's like, yo, the last time he came, he's like, yo, you need to do this shit yourself. He's like, you the only one in this motherfucker, man. He's like, you need a solo deal. I was like, God damn, you're right. I never thought of it. I'm a team player. I never thought about going solo. So once he said it, I'm realizing like, damn, I am doing all the work. I'm just leaving an open verse for niggas. Like I'm in this motherfucker really putting it in by myself. He made me realize that if you're doing all the work, you need a solo deal. So, you know, from then on, you know, I went to Rap a lot after the Lunatic Music, went over there and shit, the rest is history, you know?